Welcome back to Low Stress Math with Mrs. Bono. We are on Unit 5, Linear Functions, page 40. We're reviewing for the test, and we're going to do chapters 3 and 4 review. This is the last page of the packet. We're almost there, my friends. You're almost there. All right, so chapter 3 was solving equations. And the directions say, solve the following equations and check. Now, we're going to be using the calculator to check, so it's not so bad. You just have to show your work. So, I like to rewrite the problems because it makes it a little easier for me. I'm going to make this nice and big so you can see what I'm doing. And my 2x minus 3 equals 4x plus 7. Now I want to get all of the variables on one side and all of the numbers on the other. So I like to move the smaller variable to the larger. And 2x is smaller than 4x. So I'm going to start by subtracting 2x from both sides. And I end up with a two-step equation after that. The minus sign stays with the 3, so negative 3 equals 2x plus 7. Okay, now I'm going to move the 7 to the negative 3. And I just keep doing the inverse. So the inverse of plus 2x was minus 2x. The inverse of plus 7 is going to be minus 7. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. Negative 3 minus 7 is negative 10. Positive 7 and negative 7, that equals 0, so just the 2x comes down. Now, to separate the 2 from the x, well, 2x is really 2 times whatever the number x is. And I don't know what that number is, but the opposite of times 2 is to divide by 2. So you're always working backwards. Negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5, and that equals x. Now I'll put a little box around that because that's my solution. Now, to check it, I am going to rewrite the problem, and I'm going to substitute negative 5 wherever the x is. So I'm going to write it in red too because, me. Here we go. 2 times negative 5 minus 3 equals 4 times negative 5 plus 7. And I could do it with a calculator. Matter of fact, why don't I do it with my calculator? Why not? Hey, calculator, how you doing? You gonna help me with this math problem? You have to do each side separately. So 2 times negative 5 minus 3 is negative 13. And the other side, 4 times negative 5 plus 7, ba-bam, negative 13. So this works out to negative 13 equals negative 13, so it checks. Now, if that didn't check, I would go back and check my check first, and then if it still doesn't check, go back and see in my problem where I made a mistake. So if your check is not working, you might have made a mistake in your problem. That's why you check them. All right, the next problem. What am I doing here? Oh, I know, I have to distribute. Now this is a negative that goes with the 2. So this negative goes with the 2. So negative 2 times 3x, but also negative 2 times 3. So I get 4x minus 6x plus 6 equals negative 6. Now my like terms are on the same side of the equal sign. So I don't have to do an inverse. Opposite sides, opposite operations. Same side, same operations. 4 minus 6 is negative 2x plus 6 equals negative 6. Now it's a two-step equation, and those are easier to solve. You add or subtract, then you multiply or divide. So I'm going to subtract first. Subtract 6 from both sides. And 6 minus 6 is 0, which means negative 2x comes down by itself, and negative 6 minus 6 is negative 12. So divide by -2, goodbye, bye-bye. And -2 divided by -2 is 1x equals -12 divided by -2 is +6. So now I know my answer. It's going to be 6. So to check it, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to write kind of squishy. Actually, I'm going to go like that, because I don't want to make a mess. Check. 4 times 6 minus 6 times 6 plus 6 equals -6. Ugh, I'm going to have to put all of that in my calculator. This time I'm going to use the other calculator because, you know, there's lots of parentheses in here. And I just realized I was going to check my equation. I can't do this. Put a line through that. It's wrong. I have to go back and check that equation. I have to use the original equation. So what I really need to do is 4 times 6 minus 2 times 3 times 6 minus 3 equals -6. I have to do all of this in the calculator. Look at all those parentheses. I knew there was a reason I wanted Ty back. All right, hi Ty, how's it going? So 4 parentheses 6 minus 2 parentheses 3 parentheses 6 parentheses minus 3 more parentheses. Oh boy, that's a lot of parentheses, huh? Let's see if that comes up to -6. Phewy, it actually looks exactly like my problem. So I got -6 equals -6, so that checked. A little intense, but it checked. And I almost made a mistake. If you do this, it's okay to make a mistake. You can cross it out, you can white it out, you can erase it. Mistakes are fine, just fix them. All right, determine the domain and range of the following. Okay, so domain is the x values, so that's going to be the first number in each coordinate pair. And over here, it's also going to be the first number in each coordinate pair. So in parentheses, that's an ordered pair or a coordinate pair or even a point. And now the range, that's the y values in each pair. So the y values, and I'm kind of color coding them because it makes it a little easier for me. All right. I'm a very color-coded person. Get this calculator out of the way, Bodo. Here we go. So domain first, because domain, D before R, domain before range, X before Y, so X is the domain. Domain. And I need one of those curly brackets because it's a set. A domain is a set. 9, -3, 0, 2. And now, made a mistake again. I just turned that into a curly bracket because curly brackets are for sets. Range, curly bracket, and that's going to be all the red ones. The 5, the 8, the 4, and the 7. And close up that curly bracket there, Bodo. So the domain is the first value, the range is the second value. Over here, domain is going to be 0, and even though it's here twice, you only write it once. 3 and 8. And the same thing is true of the range. Even though it appears twice, you only write it once. Here's a 6, here's a 6. You only write it once. 7, 2. Now it says, are the relations above functions? Explain. Well, this one is a function. A is a function because whenever it says this word, explain, you need this word, because. So A is a function because the domain does not repeat. and b is not a function, the domain does repeat. B is not a function because the domain repeats. So because that 0 repeated, it's not a function. But in the first one, nothing repeats, so it's totally a function. Okay, I have this. Y equals negative 3x plus 5. Now, remember, if you're going to graph a function, you need two things. You need the y-intercept and you need the slope. So, y equals mx plus b. Now, memory, begin at the back with the b. Begin at the back at the b. B equals 5. So, graph 0, 5. The x value, when x is 0, b is the y value. Or you could just come over to your graph and highlight the y-axis in yellow, and then you're going to graph this point, 0, 5, right here. Begin at the b at the back is 0, 5. Now, my slope, m, back to here, equals negative 3. But slope should have a rise and a run. So negative 3 over 1. This means rise 3, but because it's negative, you're gonna left 1. So rise 3, left 1. So I come over here. Oh, bother. I can't rise 3 and go left 1 because I don't have 3 boxes to rise. But I can go the opposite. I can drop 3 and go right 1. I could do the exact opposite. So I could drop 3, go right 1. Drop 3, go right 1. Drop 3, go right 1. Until I have lots and lots of points, and then I can check them. Rise 3, left 1. Rise 3, left 1. Rise 3, left 1. And I strongly suggest checking these things. All right, now that it's beautiful, I have to find my ruler, which I had out. What did I do with my, where is my ruler? I don't know. Oh, here's a ruler. It's not your ruler, but it, I mean, it's not my ruler, but it's a ruler. So here we go. I don't like it like that. Connect the dots. And you see they're all along the ruler, so it's a straight line. So this is a linear function. Connect the dots. Put arrows on both ends. And I have a beautiful line graphed on a coordinate plane. The background is the coordinate plane. And now I just have to write the function on the graph. I'm going to turn it sideways so that it looks nice. Y equals negative 3x plus 5. And voila, I've graphed that. And nothing on the back. We are done with Chapter 5, Writing Linear Functions. Okay, well, study for that test, my friends, and I will talk to you again soon.